Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Do you struggle to be present? Do you struggle to find yourself in places where you can ground yourself? I've heard and seen throughout my journey that I've been trying to change for someone else. And I write all this down in my journal because writing has become one of my greatest friends, and journaling everything down can really help you understand your thoughts, can really help you know the root cause of all the suffering, the problems you have. And as I sit down and recording this video, I realize how much things I have suppressed in my own story because I would think that that's the right thing to do, and because there was shame in being the person that I want to be. Not realizing that the person I am becoming, let me just put this closer, the person that I'm becoming is the reason why I keep pushing forward and I keep moving forward in life without giving up. And remember that giving up doesn't mean you don't have the way and you can't really find your way. Giving up is that you can call it as a means to seeing a different path, as a means to learn to overcome challenges without judging yourself or the way of your being. There are times in my life I found I wasn't being present in the experience, but what I was being present with is the escaping of the pain, the suffering, the challenges that came with whatever it is I was striving towards. And even if it was goals that have planned, or maybe seeing a friend, so there are so many aspects I could pin out. But because I was lost in the doing, I was lost in I have to figure it out, I have to find the way, there must be a way, and there was almost this force that was coming out of my being that I didn't see any clarification, and that it was pulling me backwards to old patterns and some of the things that I did as a child to cope with the pain that I was dealing with. Becoming present with the experience is so difficult, yet you have to learn to master being present with whatever life brings to you. The more you're escaping the things that are there to nurture you, to improve you, to make you a better human being in your experience, the better it gets. And talking about this can be or sound or feel a little woo-woo, but the more you bring presence into whatever you're doing, the more you realize, wow, like I was living at a very scarce place. I wasn't being grateful for, the experience, which is difficult in the moment, because what you're telling yourself is, I'd rather be somewhere else. And imagine where you would be when you tell yourself that. If you say to yourself, I'd rather be somewhere else than the place that you're in, you're never really going to find the true happiness and fulfillment in whatever it is that you're creating and doing. And to be honest, yesterday was a very tough day for me, and there was so many emotions that I had to really go through, emotions that really were stuck in parts of my body. And what I usually do when I'm experiencing that is I either, shake my body, I let the energy loose. Because what happens is when your energy is stuck in somewhere in your body, you'll feel this strong block that is almost sitting here, or any place in your body that you feel the energy is accumulated at. So whether it was an energy of, a past week that you haven't processed, life will do everything it can to bring you to those moments where you can deeply be rooted in whatever it is that you're escaping from. So no one realized it's not a peaceful journey always. It's not a amazing journey all the time. You are going to go through things in life where you absolutely have no idea where it came from, why it was happening, and what could be the lesson from it. Why is life bringing that? But when you're in victim, when you're asking why this happened, why me, why not someone else, why this time, why today, it will make you suffer more. Instead of saying why, we shifted to, okay, what's happening here? How can I understand this? What is this trying to show me? And how can I learn from this experience or this relationship? Instead of like, oh God, I wish I don't feel this. I wish I can escape from this. Or I wish this didn't happen to me. Like, why did it happen? This is staying in victim mentality, and you would never get out of it no matter how much you tried. It will, in fact, make things worse than it was. So know that and realize the more you're trying to escape from things, the less happy you feel about your life and yourself overall. Although people try to fix their problems and seek better advice, I would say instead try to better understand and listen carefully. If I was in a state where I would give you advice, or the biggest lesson to learn is that seek to understand and listen carefully. Do not judge or blame anyone or yourself for anything that have happened. Maybe you've met someone in your life and life hasn't been great, or you met people in your life where you think they're the worst for doing that. And you would try to escape from the feeling when you're trying to make it logic. If you're trying to logic your life, everything will turn back and show you that it's not about being right and logical all the time. It's bringing your presence to your experience and asking yourself, what could this be? What can I learn from this? What is life trying to show me? And switching that mentality, switching that victim mentality, and coming out from a place of compassion and truth that you're seeking and you're wanting to understand and you're curious to know what has been going on and how you can improve at that point. So if that means taking a break for a week from that feeling, or taking a walk outside, or doing anything that can make you feel grounded, I think that's better than staying in victim and wondering why it happened. Anytime that happens, try asking why and see the answers that come up and notice how your body is reacting and feeling, versus when you're saying, what is life trying to show me through this experience? You would see even your energy just starting to shift, because you're no longer in victim, you're no longer in blaming, you're not judging, but you're coming from a place of compassion, that you're trying to understand your situation so that you can find a solution for that in a better, healthier way, instead of making it logic and seem like you really don't have to feel this right now and that it's wrong to feel anything. It is okay to feel every single thing that comes up in any given moment, even out of random moments where you're like, why is this even coming up right now? You would maybe notice sometimes you would be walking around and you would notice, I was just feeling emotional and that just came out of nowhere. It really didn't come out of nowhere. There was a trigger, there was something that happened in your energy field, something in your environment, or something that triggered an emotion in you or an experience in you that led you to feel maybe sad, maybe low in energy, whatever it may be. But it's never out of nowhere. There is always a reason for us to feel things, but the reason is not a logical reason, it's an emotional experience, wisdom, and it's knowledge. It's not a logic reason, it's a reason coming from wisdom and from your own intuition and experience. So, anytime in life that I've experienced that, I would either go back to old patterns, but when I am aware of the experience, when I'm in the present feeling, I don't say I wish I'd rather be somewhere else. Maybe I wish the experience was less painful, but I never wish on it to be different. What I'm trying to do there is give love to myself instead of being hard on everything that has happened, because I'm already feeling an emotion, something heavy. Why would I bring a strong, wave onto the experience when I'm already feeling it? Why we try to make things tougher than it really is, than it already is? With learning compassion and learning the parts of you that want acceptance and love, you would then be understanding of your situation more than being judgmental about your situation, or versus being judgmental about your situation. So learn to ground yourself in those experiences, and that if you needed to take a break, that would be helpful than just leaning to patterns or unhealthy habits such as smoking or maybe going for a party or drinking, whatever things that people are doing right now to escape their own reality and experience. But change, deep change and transformational change, comes from pain itself. People are getting into unhealthy habits and patterns because they're not able to feel the pain. But in that pain is when you see the change. Without feeling the pain, without really sitting with it and really understanding what's happening in your life and how you want to change, you will never change if you don't feel. The root cause of all suffering is us escaping from what is happening, and us, by not being present, triggers past emotions and experiences that's coming, and worries about the future. I've been diving deep into hypnotherapy and hypnosis, and how the whole world knows this hypnotic thing as someone who's maniac, or someone who's having a outward experience or something woo and crazy, but it's actually where permanent change happens. Hypnotic states is when you are igniting and you are tuning into the subconscious mind. This is where everything lies: the memories, your deep thoughts, traumas, experiences, beliefs, memories. I don't know if I said that. When you're unlocking that, it may be uncomfortable in the beginning, but this is where true change happens, is from that place, because what you're aware of is things that are not in the surface. And when you switch that, and when you are, being in a hypnotic state and present and aware of the subconscious, you can make choices from there that you no longer want to suffer and feel the pain, that you no longer want to live the life that you have always known and always lived. That at any given moment, you either have a choice to change, or you have a choice to stay the same and be as you are, do the same things every day, wake up and feel miserable. But until you decide that, no, I don't want to feel this anymore, and that there's a better life waiting ahead, you would start to make choices and take action aligned with your highest self. That's the place of abundance. That's the place of truth. That's the place of true, magnificent peace that you would feel, because you're tapping into the part of yourself that has already known, that has already been there, that has a deep knowing that everything will be okay, and that we've come along this life because we believed in something higher. We believed in something more stronger, deeper than the suffering that I'm feeling. And would you choose to stay the same? Then that's also a choice. Not choosing anything is also a choice. So my question to you here is to shift your perspective about yourself, to bring in change that may sound and feel really uncomfortable. I've had people in my life where, I was brought or bringing new perspective, but because they were living in a different paradigm than I was, they were living in a different state of consciousness, that that wasn't able to meet them at that level, and that triggered them, and they pushed me away from them because they would think I was too much, or that I was triggering a lot of things in them that they wish they have saw few years ago. But because I challenged them and their thoughts and beliefs, they think that that's really not great, and they would feel really bad about themselves, and they would blame me for that. So try to take responsibility of what's within your control and what you can do, instead of taking responsibility for what other people react to whatever you're saying, because that's only within their control. So my friends, I really sharing this from this knowing that there's really something higher than the experience you're having. But if you're not trying to understand the root cause and really feel the pain of staying stuck and being at the same place that you are, the known, how is life going to be any different? Don't expect it to change because you change your environment, or you went to a new place, or you're hanging out with people, because the minute you come back to your house and your comfort zone, you're going to feel all the feelings again. You're going to see all the experiences again, and you're going to think the same thoughts again. So it's not really change. Don't take place externally. Change doesn't happen when you're repeating the patterns of yesterday. Change doesn't happen when you say, I want to change, but your habits are still the same and you're taking the same actions, thinking the same thoughts, and feeling the same feelings. Change happens when you decide that you no longer want to suffer and that there is a greater life ahead because you choose to. That freedom of choice can feel a struggle for many, like I once did, because you would think that your voice don't matter, or you don't have a say in anything. And when you believe that about yourself, you're going to attract experiences exactly like that. You're going to attract experiences, people that prove that you're right, that prove that that belief is right, not that you are right. If you don't challenge that belief, it will never change. It will stay the same. What is one belief that you really want to get rid of, that you really want to challenge, but you're so scared to challenge that belief because you've always believed that, and you think that that's the right belief that you cannot change? And if you did, you're going to trigger the people around you, especially your family, because they've known you for years, and the minute you change, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were that. Or they may even dislike you for being that change. But at the end, who would you rather be? The change that you want? Or be the similar person you've always have been, out of fear of being yourself. But that person is someone else's vision. That person is someone else's expectation. Your dad, your mom, your friends, society. That change is never going to be your happiness. The change of changing yourself to fit in what people think that you should be. You're not meant to be in a box anyway, so why would you put yourself in that? And recognizing your truth, staying in that truth, because confidence is not loud. Confidence is not big. It's not materialistic things. And confidence is not success, achievement, and higher goals. Confidence can be silent. Confidence can feel invisible. But when you're around the right people, they feel your magnetic energy and you just start to radiate. You start to notice people looking at you for absolutely no reason. You're dressing normal. You feel normal. You're not weird. You don't stand out because you're wearing something so magnetic or attractive. You just start to feel that people are energetically pulling towards you. They're open up to you. They'd feel comfortable with you. And they're very likely to share things with you that you're like, God, I didn't attract this to my energy, but you actually did. Your energy knows more than what your mind thinks is the right thing or what makes sense. That day I was running some errands and I was picking up a spice from the spices aisle. And this lady walks up to me and she's like, "What are you looking for?" And I was like, "I was looking for a pumpkin spice. Do you have that?" And she said, "Oh, unfortunately, we have ordered a lot of them, but they didn't come. So, because of the season and it's fall now, so people are grabbing it to make their desserts or whatever." And she just started to explain to me, like, unnecessary details, quite frankly. And I just said, "It's okay. I just was wondering if you had the spice from this brand." And she said no, and she just started to talk, and she just felt like she wanted to talk about something, but she quite can't put her finger on, or she doesn't know what to talk about. She just wants to connect. I went back and forth debating whether I should buy that or not. I came back and I got a different brand because that's all that there was. And then she said to me, "Oh, you came back." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to take that." So she sounded like she was really, she wanted to talk to someone. And maybe she felt close. So, because I was running late, I just had to leave. So, anyways, that's just the backstory about how your energy is magnetic without you having to seek that attention or look a certain way, because your energy tells more than how you look. Although looks matter, but your energy is more magnetic and charismatic. So why don't you tap into that, learn to raise your vibration, and become a match to your highest. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I didn't expect it to be this long, but I was truly just flowing through the conversation. I just didn't want to stop talking because it's just a very very interesting topic that I would talk about. Maybe another one, maybe in another video. If you guys are interested in part 2, I would definitely be doing that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and you took away something from this. As always, this place is really about truth and knowing yourself, and I always try to be honest with the content I put out and really connect to what I truly think is valuable and is important in the world right now, and listen to what people have to say. As always, your feedback is important, and this is how I keep those videos going. I appreciate your support and love in the comments. I do read every single comment, and I just wanted to thank you all for watching, even if it was a minute. Just for being here means a lot. Alright, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.